Hey everyone, it's Leandra from the Lexington facility at New Vocations Racehorse Adoption Program. Our Trainer Tip Tuesday video got a little cut off because the phone actually overheated. So unfortunately, that's just the nature battle that we had faced. So we tried to show you a little bit of Deuce Daddy on his first ride, which was a little spicy, so always entertaining. Sorry we couldn't show it to you when the phone overheated, but that's the way it is sometimes. So really quick today for our Trainer Tip Tuesday. I am actually riding my own New Vocations grad Gozer, the Gozerian, right now, and I wanted to just really briefly touch on something that we see a lot of, which is, I kind of will call them the four corners. So you've got front, left, and right, hind, left, and right, and horses tend to have one weak side. And sometimes it's, multiple things you're working on, but we can usually feel kind of one area that's a really weak side. For Gozer, he struggles with mostly his left hind, but a lot of it comes from his shoulder. He gets a little strong in the shoulder. So one of the things that I've tried to work with him on is kind of half halting through the shoulder. When you're working on refined movements, then you can sort of isolate one of those corners. We have some horses who will get quick through their shoulder. So in order to let that strength in the engine come from behind, you have to really quiet the shoulder. So clearly Gozer is very docile minded, but we just so back to the weakness side of thing. In order to work on that weakness, a lot of people will almost over focus on that area. So if I'm trying to quiet his shoulder, I might really ask him for that half halt, and so I'll squeeze and release with that left side and be working on that. But what he does, and what a lot of horses will do, is that he grips on it. And he's had his teeth done. It's not a teeth issue. He gets chiropractic and body work done. I know that he's fairly balanced, but it's just working on that sort of weak corner. But if he's gripping, as I've touched on in some of the other videos, then he can't actually release if he's busy gripping. It's a lot harder to get a release out of a horse who has active tension. So rather than work all the time on that one weak area, you can actually work on, I have my phone in one hand and trying not to drop everything. I like to try to work from the opposite. So laterals are always good. I'll start in the quarter line, ask them to move towards the path. And so he's a little bit tighter moving off my left leg. So you can do counter bending. That's one way, because you're sort of working the shoulder without directly asking him to be on it. So he's not bracing because he's not directly working on that. And it's a little bit sort of mind hacking so that we can work on it without pushing him from his weakest point, which is if you think about it at the gym, if I had you just do workouts on your weakest spot, yeah, you might get strong, but also you're going to be sore and maybe you'll resent it. So we try to mix in a bunch of different things. So with Gozer, if I'm asking him to move off, and this, I apologize because you're just seeing this from my point of view and it's hard to sort of zoom out while I'm riding, but I'm asking him to move off of my right leg. So we're sort of moving to the left by asking my right leg and engaging that. You see he's turning to the left. And he's actually working that shoulder, and what's really important, you can see the scapula here is opening up, and that's where he carries a lot of his tension. If you're doing body work, you see it a lot there, but you see he's actually counterbending, so he's not really thinking about bracing on that side, so it's making him open that up and loosen up. We're engaging that side, and it's going to make him all around a stronger horse. And you can do that with any of those corners, like I mentioned, front, back, left, right. You can do that by just think about while you're riding, if you have one that you're working on and you're noticing this, work on the opposite side to strengthen the weak side. So that's my thought of the day for you guys. I'd love to hear any feedback. If you hated it, loved it, if you have other things to contribute, think it works. You know, these are just my observations, but try it out. Let me know what you think. That's our trainer tip Tuesday, as our last attempt was a little bit overridden by nature, but Gozer and I just wanted to show you that little trick, and let me know what you think. Thanks for joining us, guys, and hope you're having a nice evening. Bye-bye.